The era of post-financial crisis regulation is over. For the past decade, your agencies have worked to push credit risk out of the banking system. At the same time, you completely missed the interest rate risk on bank balance sheets in March of last year. This led to 3 of the largest bank failures in American history that occurred last year. Time and again, your agencies have also worked to stifle the beneficial role that innovation and technology play in our financial system. It's clear our banking regulators under Democratic leadership have been busy fighting the last war. It's clear our banking regulators under Democrat leadership are working in a different way than Hill Democrats are about these subject matters. Your backward-looking approach to regulation has harmed our financial system, innovation, and consumers. In contrast, the House overwhelmingly voted to reject your approach and embrace an inevitable technology-based future by passing things like FIT 21 to give market regulation to digital assets, which represents the largest rewrite of financial regulation since the passage of Dodd-Frank, and a large bipartisan vote, with 2/3 of the House supporting that measure, with 71 Democratic members supporting that legislation in particular. I repeat, the most extensive rewrite of financial regulation since Dodd-Frank passed with overwhelming bipartisan support. That would have been an encouragement for your agencies to think differently. We need new technology-based solutions that strengthen our financial system, help consumers, and make our regulators more efficient. Instead of working with Congress to identify these solutions, your agencies have proposed a new regulatory onslaught amounting to a sweeping rewrite of the rules governing U.S. financial institutions. And again, I say that you're working in a different way than my colleagues here in the House and the Senate are trying to operate in a bipartisan way. These proposals frequently included inadequate economic analysis, weak justification, and limited public engagement. Your power grabs not only harm consumers in our financial system, but they also erode the credibility of your historically independent agencies. And that independence is important. First, the Biden administration's politicized partisan regulatory agenda has practically destroyed your agency's credibility with Congress. By skirting congressional oversight and ignoring the will of the people's representatives, you have eroded the trust in your agency's abilities to act independent of politics. Second, your overreaching and rulemaking diminished your credibility with the courts. This is what you've presided over. Even after the Supreme Court's decision in West Virginia versus the EPA, this administration's regulators are pushing new rules with paltry and sometimes non-existent statutory justifications. Third, the American people have lost trust in our regulators' ability to act in their best interest. This administration's regulators have repeatedly advanced rules that reduce access and increase costs of the financial products used by everyday Americans. Because of your actions, the political independence and authority of your agencies is in danger of being reduced, whether it's by Congress, the President, or the courts. I'm sure my colleagues across the aisle may disagree on certain matters here, so I'll run through a set of facts here. The OCC has been led by an acting head for all 4 years of the Biden administration. Yet, Mr. Hsu, you have gone along with every politicized initiative put forward, and yet the president never put you forward for a nomination. Even though you have enormous credibility, though I disagree with your approach and how you've gone along with the other regulators, and you've not shown independence, but you could have gotten confirmed by a Democratic Senate. Vice Chair Barr, your headline proposal, the Basel III endgame, was rejected by your colleagues and the public. Meanwhile, all 3 banks that failed last year were under Fed supervision, and you are the vice chair for supervision. Chair Grunberg, you are in a league of your own. You failed in your leadership of the FDIC, and that will result in a total overhaul of your agency in coming years, so no one who sits in your seat can take the type of actions that you've taken and the abuse that you've rendered to your employees. Resigning in January is too little, too late. That's why Republicans introduced a resolution calling for your immediate termination. Chairman Harper, thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
And as I said at the top, the era of post-financial crisis regulation is over. The evidence is clear. This administration's regulators failed to see it, and unfortunately for you all, it's too late to right this ship. Look forward to the next ship.